My buddy Beaterbeck, 1927, wants to know if I will have Annabelle play guitar while I accompany her. Stay tuned. Vicky Cook asked if I'm still working my same job, which I am. Wants to know if visiting childlike places kind of shows the other side of the coin to what I do. I'd say absolutely. What I do is very serious. It can be very stressful, very emotionally taxing. So when I'm not at work, I like to enjoy things that are very positive, very innocent. Have a good time, have a fun thing, not get too serious. Exploring with Larry wants to know why I do not have a southern accent. Because I'm from the Midwest. Dan Green wants to know the most creepy experience in an abandoned place. Definitely finding an electric chair with Adam the Wood. Kathy Scholl wants to know if I've ever been truly frightened or scared. Not too bad. Worst thing seems to get me is when birds jump out at me. Pile Dog wants to know why I'm such a pimp. Not sure what that means exactly. I promise everyone that I do not work in the human sex trade. Provision 1 wants to know if I've ever been told to stop filming. Not too often, but yes, absolutely. This crazy man came after me.
You better quit taking my picture. I'll take your
You can take my picture. I'll do a selfie with you.
What'd you say?
Jack Krajecki wants to know, do I love Dad's dog? Now, this needs some backstory here. My father has a dog, and anyone who knows me knows I am an animal lover. I have cats. I have a dog of my own. I love animals. I always have. My father has a dog that hates my guts. If I'm visiting my father, the dog will be like right here in my face, growling the entire time I'm there. I don't know why this dog hates me. Apparently, I'm the only person this dog hates. And I don't understand. I don't understand why this dog hates me. More than that, I don't understand why my dad chooses to keep a dog that is clearly evil and vicious. I'm thinking it might be some sort of Son of Sam-like situation where the dog's possessed by a demon and telling my father to do bad things. Sass Clenigan wants me to talk about my family and my hobbies. As far as my hobbies, you're seeing it. This is what I do. This is what I do with all my spare time. As far as my family, I've got a wife. We've been married 13 years. I've got a daughter that hopefully you've seen in some of my videos. And I have a son that is an adult and lives on his own. My extended family all lives in the Midwest. I do try to visit them a couple times a year. All right, Lynn Moore wants to know if having more subscribers has changed how I do videos or what I look for in doing videos. And before I answer that, I want to say thank you to Lynn Moore. I do believe he is probably, if not the longest subscriber to this channel. He was a subscriber when there was probably 10 videos on this channel. So thank you, Lynn. And has it changed the way I look for things? I would definitely say I've been more conscious of abandoned places because people really seem to enjoy the abandoned videos. So I probably look at making more abandoned videos than I would. All right, a couple different people asked me about visiting Illinois. I don't have any immediate plans to visit Illinois. But I always could end up planning a trip there or through there. I visited Illinois a couple years ago. I love Metropolis, the home of Superman. The Superman Museum there is amazing. Meeber Ray wants to know, wants to know an update on Angelique's Paradise Estate, one of the first videos I did, one of the first abandoned videos I did, and if I'd ever found any information out about it, or if I've been back there. I've not found any other information about it, or the story behind the name. I have been back there. I actually was going to do another video there, but it kind of looked exactly the same, so there really wasn't much to build on. I didn't want to film all the exact same stuff again. Charles Wilson Peel wants to know, Ginger or Marianne? Marianne. Dave Musgrove wants to know my favorite cheeseburger toppings. Now, this may seem gross to some people, but probably the best burger I've ever had was at Ray's Hellburger in Washington, D.C. They actually had a burger called the Bone Marrow Burger that had a bone marrow as a topping. Now, that sounds absolutely disgusting. I realize that. But for those who had a bone marrow, it's almost like it tastes like fat, but it's not grizzly. It has like a consistency like butter. And I actually hadn't eaten for 24 hours when I had that burger, but it's still to this day is the best burger I've ever eaten. This Lover 52 wants to know why there's a rat on my suitcase. This is supposed to be a possum, not a rat. Brian Starowski wants to know my favorite theme park outside of Florida. I have to go with Disneyland. Simple Expressions 13 wants to know if I've ever gotten hurt doing a video. And I actually did get hurt doing a video. Probably not a video that you'd think. Never been hurt in an abandoned house, but I was actually filming this gas station shaped like an airplane in Tennessee, and I tripped over a piece of concrete, and I landed, actually it was this arm, landed like this. My chest hit the ground, and then my arm, I caught myself like that, and I pulled a tendon in my bicep, and I went back and refilmed the video after that, and then my arm started shriveling up. But I still did a bunch of videos that day, even though I was in pain because I was far out and didn't want to go home. But then it hurt for 6 months. I was in pain, and it's healed now. I get a little tinge every once in a while, but doing better. Natalie Brintz wants to know how I find the abandoned houses I film. Basically, I just keep my eye out. Just driving. I live in a very rural area, so driving back roads. If I'm traveling and I'm driving on back roads, I always just keep my eye out, see what there is and what I could take a look at. Tommy Dutton wants to know what's up with the possum. I view that possum as kind of the quintessential southern animal, and I love the possum. Possums are so interesting to me. A possum is actually one of the most primitive forms of mammals out there. They believe that possums or possum-type animals have been around before any other mammals, but at the same time, it's the only mammal besides humans that has an opposable thumb, and I love that contradiction. And I've used a picture of this ridiculous, dilapidated possum as my icon for a while, and then when I went to create my logo, I incorporated the possum in there because I love the possum. Jenny Wallach wants to know why so many roadside attractions are going out of business and why they're no longer a draw. Definitely roadside attractions are becoming a thing of the past. I'm thinking just modern vacationers don't find those things as attractive. I think, with all the information we have, simple joys like seeing some alligators in a pit or going to a mystery house just may not seem that interesting. I don't think people are as interested in seeing things in person. I think a lot of times they're fine with just seeing them on the internet or on TV. Agias wants to know if I'll ever do roadside attractions in Canada. Maybe very soon. Daniel wants to know if I'll be doing any collaborations with other YouTubers. And he mentions Dan Bell, so stay tuned. Something may happen. Shiftale V2 wants to know what I thought of Minneapolis and if I'd found the Hulk Hogan Pastamania sign, if I'd been tempted to keep it. If I found that sign, I'd be very tempted to keep it. That is a true relic. I'm really wondering who has it and where it's wound up. For those of you who don't know, Hulk Hogan had a failed pasta restaurant where he sold glorified Chef Boyardee at Mall of America in near Minneapolis. But what do I think of Minneapolis? It's all right. I grew up in the Midwest, and I prefer the South. I prefer being down here. I don't like the cold. I don't like the gray skies very much, but every place has its charms. Najanier Jude wants to know, do you put coleslaw on the barbecue sandwich or on the side? I don't really like coleslaw on my barbecue sandwich that much. I'll have it sometimes, but I'm not a huge coleslaw fan in general. I know it's the Alabama ways to put the coleslaw on the sandwich. 13 wants to know boxers or briefs, and I'm going to save you all the vision of having to imagine me in my underwear. I'm not going to answer that. Okay, Mr. Rainbow Guy, 1982, wants to know what I think of House Bill 2 in North Carolina, known as the bathroom bill. The bill that says that transgender people have to use the bathroom that matches their particular gender of birth. They have to, so even if they're living, like say you have a biological woman living as a man, they have to use the woman's restroom by North Carolina law. I do not think this is right. I believe that we should let people use the bathroom that suits how they are currently living. If you are living as a man, regardless of what's going on between your legs, if you're living as a man and identify as a man, I say use the men's bathroom. People say that it'll be disruptive to allow this to happen, but the way I'm seeing it is to be more disruptive to have this law, because if someone's say that there's a biological woman who's living with a man who dresses as a man who has a beard, this law would make them use the woman's room. Wouldn't that make everyone really uncomfortable? So no on HB2. Sidshroom wants to know how I find all these roadside attractions and landmarks. A lot of resources out there, internet, of course. RoadsideAmerica.com is one of the absolute best places to find that. I use the app that they make on my phone just to see if there's anything, when I'm traveling, see if there's anything extra I can stop by and see. Atlas Obscura also has some good stuff. Weird USA. I got some books, always collecting books that talk about the sort of things that I like and follow. Funko Pop Collector wants to know what's my first vacation or road trip. We went on little vacations growing up, but as far as for really seeing roadside attractions as an adult, one of our first trips, me and my wife first got our real jobs and we saved up money and we went and visited Natural Bridge, Virginia, where we saw Natural Bridge Wax Museum, the first wax museum I ever saw, and Mark Klein's different roadside attractions and sculptures. Janice Darlene wants to know if I do more videos in Pigeon Forge and Knoxville. Absolutely. I live probably about an hour and a half away from Pigeon Forge, so definitely need to make my way back over there and do some more videos. Stash Merkin wants to know what happened to Schroeder's cat. Stash, the cat is dead. Ty Salisbury wants to know what's the scariest building I've ever been inside, and that would be the White Rock Hospital. It is a hospital built in 1912 out of wood. It was absolutely collapsing, falling apart. You could see through the floorboards. I should never have gone up inside, but I did. Erica wants to know if me and Adam the Woo will be doing any more videos together. We live on opposite ends of the country, so that makes it difficult. But yeah, anytime that we're in the same vicinity, I'm always up for doing some videos with Adam. Angel Vlogs 123 wants to know what I'll do when I hit 10,000 subscribers. I'd like to say going to Disney World, but I just got back, so probably not going to Disney World. 3Enjoy3 wants to know about editing, how much I clip down. I'm pretty minimal when it comes to editing. I try to just chop out stuff that's not interesting and leave the stuff that is. As if I'm going to release a blooper reel. I don't do a lot of takes. I kind of try to do things in one or two shots. So there might be some bloopers of me just tripping over my words. Although most of the time I just leave that in. Scarlet Heather 76 wants to know why I don't use an actual carpet bag in my intro and I use a red suitcase instead. I guess because you can't paint on a carpet bag. Amy Warfield wants to know if I consider doing a book of my adventures or my old blog articles. Yeah, I'd consider doing it. If anyone else is interested, let me know. Brian the Floridian want to know the inspiration for the logo on the suitcase. Well, what do they say? That necessity is the mother of invention. I wanted like an image or logo that I could use in my videos. I know nothing about graphic design, so I ended up taking some old paint, looking for something to paint on. I just used the red suitcase because it was, bright red. I thought it fit the logo, and I ended up liking how it turned out. Roadside History wants to know when my next Periscope exploration would be, and I have not done that in a long time. A lot of people hate the Periscope videos, but some people do like them, and I really like interacting. I try to find places that fit that medium really well, but I'll keep that in my head. Maybe I'll do one soon. Francine Scott wants to know where specifically I live. I live in the mountains of North Carolina, near Asheville, North Carolina, and she also wants to know where my theme music is from. That is composed by my son. It's a banjo number that he did for me. Jane Marie wants to know how far I would travel. I can be pretty intense when it comes to how much I'm willing to travel in one day. I drove 5 hours to Las Vegas and 5 hours back in one day. I went on a road trip out to Texas a few years ago. I probably drove a minimum of 10 hours a day in between things. So, yeah, I will drive pretty much to my absolute physical limit. All right, I appreciate you all joining us for the 10,000 subscriber Carpetbagger Spectacular. Now Annabelle is going to play us out with a stirring rendition of the Southern National Anthem, Sweet Home Alabama. All right, hit it, Anna.
Okay, alrighty, let's do this. Let me get set up here.
All right, only 10,000 people watching. No hurry.
They don't all watch. Oh my god, you're killing me. You can edit this, okay? Okay. We had like 4 lessons here.
All right. Backup plan. Annabelle, fire up the karaoke machine.
Alright, let's go. Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to see my kin, singing songs about the Southland. I miss old Bambi once again.
And I think it's a sin. Yes. I heard old Miss Young sing about her.
Well, I heard old Neil put her down.
Well, I hope Neil Young will remember. A Southern man don't need him around anyhow.
Sweet home Alabama,
where the skies are so blue.
sweet home Alabama.
Lord, I'm coming home to you.
In Birmingham, they love the governor. Or whatever.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Now
we all did what
now
we could do.
I don't know the words.
Now Watergate does not bother me. Does your conscience bother you?
Tell the truth. Sweet home Alabama,
Where the skies are so blue.
sweet home Alabama. Lord, I'm coming home to you. Here I come.
Alabama.